Hi everyone, thanks once again for joining us on our YouTube channel. As always, I've got very important information for you. Today I'll be showing you the kind of goats or the genetics you need to be with when you are doing zero grazing. I've seen the size of the goats, even their blood percentage matters a lot. That's what I'll be showing you today. Dear fellow farmers, if you are going to keep goats or sheep on zero grazing, it's quite expensive in the beginning. First of all, you have to be growing your own feeds because purchasing those feeds will be so expensive. Yet, since you are approaching farming as a business, you have to reduce on the cost of production so as to increase the amount of or the profit that you get on your animals. So, what kind of animals are you going to keep? Because many people are giving me calls that they want to start with locals and put the pure back. Yes, it's very fine and okay if you start like that. But remember, if you have a pure back, it will cross with the locals and you get a 50% outcome. Yes, you will have improved the growth rate of those goats, but still they won't be converting a lot because what we know is the higher the body percentage, the higher the feed conversion ratio. So their growth rate, if you have the exotic ones of higher blood percentage, their growth rate will be so high as compared to the crosses of 50%. So even the family background of the animals which you have bought or the ones you are going to stock, look at these goats. Some of them are 75, some of them are 87. So you can look at them, but look at the size of these goats. When you take a closer look at these goats, they are not of a higher blood percentage, but they can put on weight so fast. So it is very good to buy those goats which can put on a lot of weight within the shortest period of time possible. We know that genetics matters a lot and then nutrition. But even if you have very good nutrition and you give it to a purely local goat, it will improve on the size, it will grow a bit faster, but still it won't grow so fast as compared to the exotic one. So, dear fellow farmers, if you are planning to do zero grazing, when you are going to do goat farming on zero grazing, my advice to you is get goats with good family background because we have seen local vendors which can put on weight and which can grow fast. Those who have not witnessed that, they can say no, but you can look at a local goat which can gain weight so fast that even at a year it can even conceive. It can be served and produces. So my advice to you fellow farmers who are going to keep goats on zero grazing, please don't buy locals. It's very good to start with the closest of 75% bad percentage, and then you put in a pure back. That pure back, you get kids of 87%. So their feed conversion ratio will be so high, their growth rate will be so fast. So they will gain a lot of muscles within the short period of time. Because remember, they are not on free range. You have to keep on harvesting, you have to provide the fertilizers constantly. There's a lot of work which is done on zero grazing. But the kind of the animals, the size of the animal, the family background of the animals are going to put there matters a lot. Look at the quality of these goats. Look at the size of these goats. Even a live weight is around 100 kgs, 80, 90. So at least such kind of goats, if you're going to do zero grazing, I would advise you, dear fellow farmers, to have such. You can look at these goats, how they look like. So their feed conversion ratio is high. So it's not good to start with the locals, start with the crosses. And for me, I wouldn't even recommend you to start with a 50. Remember, your breeding stock will determine your success. So don't be afraid of going of buying expensive goods because sometimes going cheap is very expensive in the long run because you will see that you will get local vendors or the local goods at 250. So you find that in 1 million you'll be having 4 goods. But remember, you can get more money, but you can't get more time. So the most precious treasure you have in life is time. So if you're going to keep goats because you're afraid of buying the 75 or 500k or the 87 of 800k or high quality breeds of 1 million, then you're wasting your time. We have the numbers, we won't be having the quality. They will be consuming your feeds. In the long run, you find that they are eating a lot of feeds. You are spending a lot of money unknowingly, just because in the beginning or you invest in less capital or you want it to become cheap, but in the long run it will be so expensive. I believe if you can look at the quality of these goods, if you can look at the size of these goods, if you can look at the futures, they are not of very high blood percentage apart from a few, but at least they can put on more weight. So, dear farmers, if people are doing free range, are having such quality goats, what about us who are preparing to do totally zero grazing? Or you are going to be doing zero grazing? It will make more sense if we have 20 high quality goats, which will go for about 100k each, the females, and 2m or 2.5 or 3m are back. Just imagine someone, if time matters a lot, as I know it, so just imagine you are going to keep a goat for 2.5 years. Someone is serving a goat at 9 to 10 months. You can't match with that someone. So, dear fellow farmers, genetics matters a lot when you are going to do zero grazing. Another thing is nutrition. So, if you are going to do totally zero grazing, please think about the kind of genetics you are going to keep on zero grazing. It won't be economical in any way for you, dear fellow farmers, to buy local goats and put them on zero grazing. Remember, you are investing in a lot of money to prepare the feeds because you are going to grow your own fodder or pastures. It is quite expensive, dear fellow farmers, because for me, I told you the truth. So, in zero grazing at the beginning is expensive, but it's the best system. If you can adapt to it, it's very good because your animals are under a very good supervision. So, have high quality goods, have good nutrition, then the system will be favoring you. In the long run, you get back the profits and the match that you invested in. So, dear fellow farmers, my advice to you, think about the kind of animals you want to keep. You want to go cheap, yet you are going to be investing a lot of money in the feeds. Remember, as Mr. Miss told us, my mentor, that these are converters. So if you have a machine which is very efficient, say it converts at a very higher rate the feeds it takes in, so the higher the output. So those they will be gaining muscles at a very faster rate. So now imagine you have a lot of feeds, but you are getting a lot of dung instead of getting the muscles. So the higher the blood percentage, the better. So anybody who's coming into this, even if you're going to do breeding, even if you're going to keep them and then sell, they are fellow farmers. Please start with 75 blood percentages. It will be so good. Again, think about the family background of those animals, because there are some animals which don't gain a lot of weight. Yes, you find that there are certain animals, it can even be a 87, and you look at it, you are feeding it the same feeds with the 75, and you see that the 75 is putting on more weight, and then you wonder at times, so as you know, so fellow farmers. And another thing, those who want to stock very old and extremely mature goats, it is not good. I wouldn't advise any fellow farmer who's coming into this project to stock old goats. Please start with winners, because most farmers want this, like this one. When you take a look at them, they are looking very nice, they are very big, but they are old. It's like taking a woman of 60 years and they want to produce children. So it will make more sense. This one already used to their environment. We're introducing them to zero grazing. So it takes so long for them to adapt and get used to that. So, dear fellow farmers, I would advise any farmer who's coming into this, your breeding stock decides your success. And once you know that your breeding stock decides your success, you must be very keen, very intelligent, and very decisive on the kind of animals you are going to stock. Don't stock old animals. Take the winners, all those who have given birth once. Only those ones which have at least given birth once. So it will be so easy for those who have given birth once to get easily or to easily adapt to the new environment, to get used to the system of zero grazing, most especially the winners, which will stay at your farm for 2 to 3 months, and then you introduce the back into them to be served and then produced from your own area. it will make a lot of sense. But buying very old animals, because they are very big, remember even those ones, they were small. But once they start to produce, they increase in the size. So the bird percentage matters a lot, which is the genetics, the quality, and the higher the bird percentage, the better. Even me at my farm, I have those ones which are very small of less bad percentage, but I wasn't aware about this. That's why whatever mistake I do, I try to share it with you fellow farmers, so that you don't do the same mistakes I did when I was starting. Whosoever is thinking about doing zero grazing, please fellow farmers, make sure that you get high quality breeds. Take those animals when they are still young at your farm, because any farmer, you must be patient. If you are not patient with farming, you can't succeed. So don't be afraid of waiting for 3 months than taking a goat which is big like that, which is very big like that one, and yet is going to start your farm for 1 or 2 years and it is exhausted. Take those one we can say that at least 4 to 5 years. So that by the time you sell them, they have given you enough kids, you have got your money back. That's my advice to you fellow farmers. So please, one, make sure you have good genetics, 75 and above. Make sure you have a pure back, because it will bring back its money, even if you want to or not. Like for my backs, I know if they can serve and I get 20 kids which are males, after 6 months, I'll be having 20 million. So I bought them 12 million. So the 2 bucks I have. So my profits will be back. I'm sure about that. Just a matter of time. Again, you have prepared your alfalfa, you have prepared your Chris Ghana, your Brachiaria, your Spanapia, your Sugar Graze, your Desmodium, and other pastures. And again, you are feeding into a local. Just imagine by the time it will be mature and ready to be served, how much feeds we have eaten. So you'll be suffering a loss in the long run. Yet you saved in the beginning, fellow farmers. I'm not on a negative side when it comes to the locals. I also have 3 in my flock, but those ones, even if they are not served, I don't care. I know those ones are for my friends. Christmas, Easter, Eid, you can eat like those ones. But fellow farmers, if you're approaching goods farming as a business, the genetics, the kind, the quality, the size matters a lot in this, because these are meat goats. So if you take those ones which are only thin or which are stunted, it will be so bad. Because some people say, give me the one which are bottle babies. Why would you request for a bottle baby? Because when you buy a bottle baby, it means that maybe the mother died, or the mother did not have milk, and then you're going to take an animal which doesn't have enough milk, because certain features are hereditary. They can go from mother to father to kids and on and so on. So since some of them are hereditary, don't take such. My advice to fellow farmers, please don't keep local goats on zero grazing. Take 75. Okay, minimum is 50. So that once you cross them once, you can get 75. It is expensive, I know, but to me, the way I have seen this farming, the number doesn't matter a lot. Yes, it matters a lot when you are producing from your own farm. But you're stocking 50 goats, which are caketic, or which won't look good, or which you won't feed properly, or which won't convert your grasses into muscles, yet these are converters. It won't make sense. It makes more sense when you have a few goats which can give you more money, and even keeping them won't be hectic. So you find that you have a limited number of goats, you can properly take care of them. Say if you can stock 25, 87, 25, 75, 25, 93, or 10 pures, you find that you feed them, they will give you the carcasses, they will give you good offsprings, then you'll be in the business. Nobody's looking for those goods which doesn't look good. Everybody is looking for something which is of high quality. So these people who have big chunks of land, for them they can keep the locals, they can have the locals for a long period of time, because for them what they can do is doing dwarming and then spraying. So you can be patient. The grasses are growing by themselves. But we invest a lot of money to grow these pastures. Whosoever is growing his own fodder knows what I'm talking about. So the correct approach is have the good feeds, which is the nutritional part, Make sure you have good genetics to be kept on zero grazing, but it won't make business sense for you to get locals. You put them total on zero grazing. Their feed conversion ratio is very low. They take very long to gain weight. They take very long, unless if you want to produce manure. But if not that, please go for very good goats. Higher genetics, I know it is quite expensive, but it pays off in the long run, most especially for you all who are going to do breeding. Because if you're a breeder, people are looking for the best. We know that. Look at the size of these animals. Look how nice looking they are. Look how they look like. This is my uncle's farm in Mubende. So we have very good genetics, dear fellow farmers. Those who feel like having like part of this genetics will be contacting me on my phone number because it's always there. So, dear fellow farmers, whenever I see something good, whenever I look at something, whatever challenge I face at the farm, whatever I see, I make sure I share it with you so that you don't do the same mistakes. Get 10, which are very good. Feed them, they will multiply. But what are you multiplying? Are you multiplying the worst genetics, or you are multiplying high quality genetics? Think of someone who has 1087s and has a pure, they are gaining weight so fast, they are of good quality, that someone taking a single goat out of that club may cost you 1 million. Someone who has 20, they are eating a lot of feeds on zero grazing, they are not gaining weight. Someone has 10 is having 10 million. Someone needed 30 to have 10 million. So it doesn't make business sense. So, dear fellow farmers, please think about that. Have quality, not only quantity. Yes, quantity matters, but let us multiply quality. What if you have quality and quantity all together? How much will you earn from this project? So look at that goat. It's not a 75, but its weight gain is so good. So look at this genetics that you see. Look at the nature of the kids. All those are just 1 week. Look at how they look like. They look very nice. Why? That's the powers of good genetics. The growth rate is so fast. We all look at the goats at the Mrs. Farm, at BGM, at Value Farm. You can look at how they look like, but those people have invested a lot of money in their genetics, and again have been patient with it, because the more the goat produces under good feeding, the more it increases in the size. So those people are complaining about the winners. They are very small. They are what? Yes, they are small because they haven't produced yet. Just take proper care of your goats. Give them time. As long as you have good genetics, the nutrition is good, and you have good management. Because we know at most the problem affecting these goats when they are growing most are the worms and the areas. Once you manage the areas and you do proper deworming, you follow the proper steps of vaccination, honestly, we shall be a success in good farming. As I told you, it's better to succeed by criticism than failing by praise. I always share what I know with you so that at least you can give me the feedback. All those who are watching BGM, thanks so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, please make it a point to subscribe. We have very good genetics. For me, if I can't afford buying them from any place and it is there when there's good genetics, I try to share with you so that you can also get them and buy them, and also get the advice so that you don't fall into the same traps I fell when I was starting. All those are nannies. They're going to be first-time mothers. They are available for sale. So anybody who's interested in them, it's okay. You can give me a call. And lucky enough, they are served. They are pregnant. Thanks so much for watching BGM, guys. Thanks so much. I do appreciate all those who take their time to comment. Thanks so much, and may God bless you all.